Welcome to this video on Renu Press channel. This video is inspired by moneycontrol.com. There is a euphoria on banning Chinese goods. Is it easy to do it? Are we not in it deep within already? There has to be tact in doing what has to be done. Let us listen on how to go about curbing imports from China. Like the video and subscribe the channel. In essence, let the axe first fall on low-quality, non-essential imports like cheap toys. Then have a graded strategy of domestic manufacturing of items according to how important they are and what scope there is for value addition. Import consignments from China are set to start moving again after being held up at ports and other entry points for well over a week. First in the queue will be consignments of active pharmaceuticals ingredients (APIs), which are key inputs that create the pharmacological activity in drugs or medicines. The government will also restore the privileges enjoyed by Tier 3 top level companies that come under the scheme of authorized economic operators who have earned that status from good behavior in the past. Their consignments have been able to get a quick pass through until current issues cropped up. Chennai and Vizag, which handle imports from the east, were asked to go in for 100% inspection after the government received intelligence reports of narcotics being smuggled in. Thereafter, entry points across the country were informally asked to go in for 100% inspection of consignment from China. India takes great pride in being the world's leading generic drugs manufacturer and exporter. But over 60% of the APIs that go into these are imported from China. Cut off this supply and the Indian pharmaceuticals industry will for the most part come to a standstill. Over the years, India's pharmaceutical industry has come to rely more and more on imported APIs as it has concentrated on formulations and combinations that fetch higher markups. So, few can beat China's chemicals industry in manufacturing bulk chemicals like APIs in cost and quality. The decision to let API consignments in has been taken according to a report in Business Standard after pharmaceutical industry representations explained the above reality to the authorities concerned. Urgent action was essential not only to be able to use the consignments that had already come in, but also to put an end to what was happening in China. There, trade brokers and shippers had stopped forwarding consignments to India after learning that they would lie uncleared for long at the ports. Industry representatives have also approached the government to stop 100% inspection as they find that packages are being opened up without ensuring a sterile environment. This can even make a released consignment useless as its contents cannot be used to manufacture medicines, which have to meet the parameters laid down by the regulators to ensure safety and efficacy. An alternative to first imposing a blanket ban on clearing consignments from China and then figuring out how imports can be rationalized would have been to plan out the entire strategy of reducing imports and then putting it into action according to a predetermined schedule. Such a strategy would have the following elements. Let the axe first fall on low-quality non-essential imports like cheap toys. Then have a graded strategy of domestic manufacture of items according to how important they are and what scope there is for value addition. A special incentive scheme is in fact being formulated to encourage the manufacture of most of the APIs that drug manufacturers use. Finally, if a cost-benefit analysis throws up a set of items which should always remain on the import list, then those can be allowed to remain there. So it has to be a step-by-step process. Pharmaceuticals is a highly regulated industry and healthcare impinges on issues of life and death. Plus, a significant slice of Indian exports are at stake. But popular mobile applications or apps, the medium through which social media operates, is a more freewheeling space. So India's decision to disallow 59 popular apps created in China has to be dealt with in a different manner as it covers a non-essential domain. It is not so critically important and there has to be a right way which must be followed. The people running operations for the apps in India have been told that the ban is temporary. They have to submit necessary evidence that the data from the apps is not being transmitted to China unauthorizedly and to the detriment of India's security within 48 hours. Then, Joint Secretary level committee will examine the papers and pass its recommendations on to your Secretary level committee for a final decision, and of course, the Prime Minister's office will be kept in the loop. The issue is, could it not have been done the other way? Ask the 59 to submit evidence that they do not need to face the acts, and then those that are unable to satisfy the authorities will be blocked. That way, the disruption in the lives of people, many of whom are confined to their homes because of virus infection issues, will not be more than need be. There is, in all likelihood, a political need to send China a clear and quick signal. But its strength need not be weakened by saying, show cause why your operations should not be blocked, instead of saying, your operations are blocked and you are free to go on appeal. No harm will be done to national security if you think before you act, instead of acting and then figuring out what to do next. Thank you for a patient hearing. In order to get more such videos, kindly subscribe this channel and click on bell button to receive new videos in real time. Please like the video in order to encourage to make more such videos.